Okay, you guys. Hello, everyone, and welcome. I'm Jeneth Blackert,
And I'm Leonka Reina.
and this is the How Hustle Morning Show. Today, we are talking with Amy Robeson, who has been featured on Gaia and just looks like an incredible expert all around. She's been on so many radio shows and talks to thousands, and I'm really excited to have
Millions, actually. Yeah,
millions.
across her various different platforms.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
So we are excited to have her on the show today. Today is a very, very cool day because we are starting our epic rewire immersion this Saturday with 13 experts and ourselves. They're each going to give you gifts and goodies to help you extend and go beyond where you've been before.
Yeah, it's super cool because we are actually letting them take over have our virtual stage to present. So this is not interview style. This is them coming with activations, meditations,
Yeah.
dragon channeling, channeling from the galactic messages.
Yeah.
Praying mantis beings, oh,
Right.
everything. I told Janet, I said, I think I'm gonna walk out of the day like a different color, like a glow.
And
You,
then that is that
yeah,
is the goal
yeah,
here.
yeah. Yeah, if you come out with a different glow, that's fine. But really, honestly, there's no way that you could not be transformed by this day. It is really meant to
Yeah.
rewire your DNA. It is a full-on immersion. And don't worry if you can't make it live, you can get all of the replays. You just need to opt in to sign up and get the different newsletters. So, Jennifer, how do they sign up?
Yeah. So go ahead and go to houthustle.com/rewire. We will go ahead and put that in the link as well, the chat over here.
And we'll put it on YouTube chat as well. So you'll see it there in the descriptions, in the podcast descriptions, and in our newsletter. But
Yeah.
of course, you
And
can.
we've got a lot of cool changes that are going along with this.
Yeah.
So I really want you to make sure that you listen to our keynote at the beginning and the end to get some of those really cool updates. A lot of these speakers, you will know, they've been on the series and we just have thought the world of them, and so have you. So you're bringing back some of your favorites. I think you're going to be delightfully surprised.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting. And the other thing that's super exciting, which is going to take me right into Mystic Space Weather News today, is January 23rd, 2025. And this is the Mystic Space Weather News for the week. Today's space weather news comes to us from spaceweather.com, and it says sunspot 3967 erupted on the 21st, producing a beautiful solar flare that was CME was directed, Earth directed. And NASA models show that it's grazing our planet on the 24th. So that'll be coming in. Remember that it just raises up all of those different charged particles in our atmosphere. Our excitability has been scientifically proven that we get a little more excitable. Also, just remember, sometimes people's tempers also tend to come up with that time. But it is an amazing time because all of that the earth directed light is just flooding the earth. And so basically what it does is it helps to upgrade it. It helps to keep us in that ascension form, and it helps to really create this expansion for us and our DNA. So just remember, don't freak out, don't try to lower your vibration if somebody else, somebody else is getting there and being a little bit heisty or whatever they are.
Yeah.
Basically just ground and drink tons of water. Take yourself a rest if you need to. The other thing I wanted to talk about was the planetary alignment. So I got a little bit of something here to read. And it's
It's
basically,
happening on Saturday, by the way.
yeah. So basically on Saturday, starting January 21st, there's a rare super six planet parade that culminates on the 25th. So it says powerful forces are helping you transform your life, bringing dramatic shifts and life changes. The next 48 hours, so the next 48 hours from the 21st and through the 25th. The 25th is like the magic day. Of course, it says the next 48 hours are bringing us a rare planetary parade, making it visible to the six planets of the Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Neptune, and Uranus. At the same time, Pluto, the planet of rebirth, will be at the solar conjunction. Spirituality.
Just sneaking its little body in there.
Spiritually, this indicates profound spiritual awakening, deep transformation. 6x, 6x cosmic energy is doing a massive flip around this time, strengthening our psychic abilities, aligning us with our true soul frequency and purposes, and aiding us in the manifestation of 6x. This comes to us from Energy Healing Jewelry on Instagram. So
Very
just
nice.
invite you to join us on that magical day for transformation and to join us on the replay if you can't
Yeah.
visit us live.
And you guys, we really are working to integrate some of the parties that maybe work during the day. So if you can't show up live for the morning shows, this was an opportunity for you to show up live with us. And I think that excites some of the people. We've also arranged that we've remodified our group facilitation program so that it will have an evening time so that we can connect with y'all as well. So we thought we'd kind of open the doors for a group of people that we haven't opened the doors for yet because I like to work in the mornings.
And I like to work at night. And we complement each other really well. But that's what we have for Mystic Space Weather News. So, oh my gosh, I'm super excited about this conversation with Amy. She brings together some of my favorite topics. And why don't you just kind of get into let's bring
her on.
Yeah.
All right. Hi, Amy.
Hi.
I was fascinated when I looked through your bio and I was like, ooh, let's talk light codes with Akashic and the Akashic weather out there for the world.
Right.
But why don't you go ahead and start with just kind of a nugget of how did you get into this work and being a light worker?
Yeah, I followed the energy to it.
Sure.
As simple as that. No, no,
Right. I just landed here.
Yeah, I think we did too.
it's trauma, you look for solutions to solve trauma. And for me, when I was in a dark place, I was guided to start doing Bikram yoga. It's called Hot 26 now. And that led me to just wanting to explore more of my spirituality, more of that side. I grew up in a household that, like, my grandma did tarot cards and astrology readings, and my mom collected crystals. And so I grew up in like a very intuitive household,
have to get
I'll
over
say.
our parents.
So and so in my 20s, I found yoga, and then I moved to be with my now husband, and I cracked my tailbone for the second time in my life. So I started having to walk with a limp, and I was in constant pain, and I could feel myself getting into a deep depression again. And so I stopped and paused and said, what can I do now to fix this problem so I don't get back into the place I was before? And the answer to that was meditation, dream interpretation. And so when I say follow the energy, I literally just, if something said yes to me, it said yes to my heart, I just said yes and I followed it. And never once did I think I would be doing this. Like, it's just a lot of fun and I thoroughly enjoy it. And I think the Akashic Records is such an amazing life tool that can change anybody's life if you're utilizing it in the proper way. And so that's kind of how I got here in a nutshell.
Yeah,
I love it so much.
I bought a massage table when I got introduced to this work, and I was like, what am I doing with the massage table? And then it became like my life. Love it. Well, let's start by you sharing how does the Akashic Records really, what was that when was that a part of your journey? Was that a first part and then the light codes came online? How did that all work for you?
It's kind of like it's a remembering, because a lot of these things I actually was accessing when I was a kid. My sister and I, we would actually speak light language to each other when we were a kid. And the guardians of the record started telling me, you're going to speak light language, you're going to speak light language, you're going to speak light language. I'm like, I don't want to speak light language. I'm already very weird. Like, I'm very weird. Like, this is next level weird. I don't think I want to do this. But I started doing it anyways. And so once I started doing it on my own, I'm like, wait a second. I used to do this. My sister and I, we had like our own language, and we knew exactly what each other was saying. And so it was just like, wait, I've done this before. I remember this. Like, this is so neat. And so light language came after, but I do remember speaking it as a kid. And then one of my very first teachers, she had channeling abilities like Edgar Casey. Anybody that doesn't know Edgar Casey is one of the most well-documented psychics. I don't even like calling him a psychic because he was an Akashic Record practitioner and he would channel from the Akashic Records. And for anybody that doesn't know what the Akashic Records are, every word, deed, thought from the moment your soul is incepted is recorded in the Akash. And we can open up the Akashic Records to receive love and guidance and support in any and all areas of our life. So it's like a computer database of your entire soul's journey, what it has experienced and what it could possibly experience in the future. And it's not fortune telling. And so with my first teacher, I learned how to meditate and how to do dream interpretations. And we did like
Oh, I
different
love that.
types of um, practices. And then I got certified as and I put this in quotations because it sounds fluffy and it's not, meditation teacher. And so I was doing this channeling and I started accessing the records unconsciously then. And then once I got involved in the records, I realized I was accessing them then. And I've been accessing them as a little kid because I always knew things that I shouldn't know and I always had premonitions and things like that. And so, um, but with one very clear and I want to make this really clear. You don't have to have access to them since you're a kid. Anybody can access them now, which is really neat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love working in the Akash. I love everything about it. And it was one of those things that it found me as well and called out to me. And it definitely had that like resistance. Like, I don't want to like be the weirdo, but here I am, full on weird. And so with that, what is the importance so what are light codes and how do they work?
So light language holds light codes.
Okay.
Light language is similar to speaking in tongue, if
Yeah,
it's
I
the
thought that too.
spoken version of it.
Yeah.
Um, if no matter what version you're using for light language, be it spoken, movement, or symbols, every single thing has light codes infused into it. And light codes hold paragraphs of information. Sometimes there are not human words that can encapsulate and describe what wants to be shared, what wants to be channeled. And so with light language, it's like tuning into a radio station where we can receive certain light codes from galactic beings, from um, our primary connection to source as well, or God, universe, whatever sacred title you give that frequency. And the whole purpose of light language is to move past the conscious mind to the subconscious mind and break you out of trance. A lot of times we're in trance from societal norms or ancestral patterning or even soul patterning where we are in a trance and then we can't break out of it. And so the light codes hold a particular frequency that just kind of breaks through the noise and supports in breaking out of the trance.
Ooh, you
Wow.
said it so beautifully.
Yes.
And I know for purposes of time, I want to make sure that we get a chance to really experience your work.
Mhm.
And you
Yeah.
had mentioned that you'd be open to doing maybe some mini readings. And I think we're going to go pretty fast here looking at the
Oh,
And
I
time.
can do rapid
can
fire
we do
readings.
an
You're good.
activation?
Yeah.
Maybe we start with an activation, if that would
Yeah,
be
we can
okay.
start
Can you
with an
do like a group
activation.
activation, then we can take some callers?
Yeah. Is there a particular theme that you guys want to focus on?
I think just because we are coming upon the summit about rewiring your DNA and really doing that to manifest the greatest life that you can in 2025, I think I'd love something that would be in alignment with that.
I love always the timing on everything because I literally just got done doing 5 days worth of preps for DNA activation.
I
So,
love it.
so everything works on timing. So I'll speak light language during the activation. Please don't drive or operate heavy machinery while listening to this because some people do fall asleep or get into a deep trance. And so if it sounds like I'm speaking a foreign language, that's the light language portion of it as well. So if you guys want to close your eyes, bring your awareness into your heart space and receive a breath, taking a nice deep breath in through the nose, exhaling out through the mouth. Another nice deep breath in through the nose. On this next exhale, feel your grounding cord root into the earth And it's going to root all the way down, down, down to the core of the earth where there is a crystalline ball of energy, where you're going to plug your grounding cord into that. And that's Gaia, Mother Earth's heart chakra. And you'll inhale, pull her energy into you. And on the exhale, feel her energy just wrap around you like a cozy hug. And as you're breathing, I want you to feel the crown of your head stretch up towards the great I am, towards the sacred masculine energy, towards creator creation. And I want you to feel you plug in, and on the exhale, feel that energy pour into you. So you have this beautiful masculine energy, beautiful feminine energy streaming through your body and being. And as it's streaming through your body and being, I want you to sense, feel, see, or imagine that there's a golden doorway in the back of your heart space or the front or the side, wherever it is. Make your way to that golden doorway. And before you enter it, I want you to just take a moment and just set an intention of what you're finally willing to let go of. Like, what are you willing to freely let go of? Maybe it's resistance, maybe it's confusion, maybe it's self-doubt. Whatever it is, I want you to just give yourself permission, just saying, I'm finally letting this go. And the word finally is really important because it brings it to completion. So I'm finally letting this go.
Let's go.
And then I want you to take a nice deep breath in, exhale out, open the door. And when you open the door, there's going to be a beautiful golden light that sweeps you up and brings you through this portal. And as it brings you through this portal, it's going to hold you inside of a sacred geometry shape. And you're suspended in the cosmos. And as you're suspended in the cosmos, there's going to be these beautiful crystalline color frequencies that are going to come in and support in letting go of what it is you're finally letting go of. And I want you to feel these energies move. And I want you to give yourself permission to fully be just relaxed and receptive to receive. Tora sinka mutra patra sine mutra ke sine moha trosa tra sine mutru ka sine maha tra sine mutra kaha tra sine kurumuha. And I want you to feel as if you're swallowing like water or some sort of liquid. And what it is, and you just take a breath and you can swallow, and you take a breath and you can swallow. And what you're doing is you're bringing in light codes into the esophagus so you can speak your truth. And then it's going down into the upper heart chakra, into the entire chakra system, and all the way down. And what it's doing is it's bringing in these beautiful light codes to realign your major chakra system, and then also start to prepare your cells and your DNA to receive activation. And there's going to be certain frequencies and colors that come in. Allow those frequencies and colors to engulf you, and you are safe. Taking another nice deep breath in, cleansing breath out. You're going to feel, sense, or imagine that creator, God, universe, whatever sacred title you give that being, is coming into this beautiful sacred geometry shape that you're being held in. And creation, God, universe is going to share a sacred message with you. And you might feel as if creation is putting its arm around you, or he is standing before you. You are safe. And I want you to just feel your heart expand as you're downloading and receiving this sacred message. Sukarasi trusimantra troha trasinukua. And then this beautiful sacred geometry shape is going to start to float back through and back into your heart space. And you're going to receive one last message as you're landing in your heart space. Now, the message might not be clear because it might just be a download for you to receive later, or it might be clear as day for you to receive at this moment in time. So ahora sí, through. And then you'll take a nice deep breath in, exhale out, feeling the edges of your body, wiggling your fingers and your toes, taking another nice deep breath in, exhaling out. And one more time, inhale and exhale. Then you'll bow your chin in towards your chest and you'll slowly blink your eyes open, taking your time coming back to.
Mhm.
How are you guys feeling?
Well,
Yeah.
it was when you spoke the light language, it was almost as if I was going to respond
Yep.
to it.
Yep.
That was the
Yes,
first
that
time
can
that's
be a
ever
response.
happened. Yeah. That it was like, no, I know this
Yep.
language. And that's the first time. I mean, sometimes it's like I feel like they're just like ooga chaka,
Yeah.
But
Like the song.
it's like goo, it's
Yeah.
like literally like baby language. And this was really like a true language. And it was very much like I felt like I could respond.
Oh, I love
It's
that, which
awesome.
means your light language is going to start activating.
It
Well,
is.
it already has.
Yeah,
Like I
like
just don't publicly do it.
it's going to start that tells me it's going to start it's you won't be able to
Uh,
I
Control
would
it.
make a big suggestion to you, my dear. You might want to start using it more because otherwise it's going to come out in the most inopportune time.
Yeah.
So funny. Yeah, no, I could feel my lips wanting to respond to you because I do work with the light language. And I didn't know what this was until one day I was sitting there watching some documentary and people were like using this language. And I'm like, they're saying, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that's that language that comes through. Because I showed my husband and I was, a couple, maybe a glass or two of wine in. And I thought maybe I'm just like, oh, I think I'm going crazy this time. And I go, babe, I said, I have I don't know what to do with this, but it has inflection, it has everything. And
Yes.
I was very blessed to be able to see someone else finally not make me feel crazy and to see that it was a very beautiful thing.
Yeah.
And seeing you do it here, I was
That was
filled with so
really
much joy.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yay.
it
I
was
mean, you might
almost,
as well been speaking, Italian
yeah,
or
yeah,
Greek or whatever, just a language I just didn't understand. This was almost like better than that because I felt like I did understand it.
yeah,
Yes, because it speaks higher self to higher self. So your higher self knows exactly what it is. And that's why there's that response to it.
Hmm.
And, different light language comes from different places. And so some of those spaces are great depending on what frequency it is. And then some of them, they might be great for other people, but they're not great for you depending on what it is that you're working on. And so I always tell people use discernment because you might have a friend that does beautiful work, but you're working on a frequency that doesn't match with whatever it is that your friend's doing at that time. And that's perfectly okay because everybody's on their own path.
yeah.
Yeah. So do you know, like where your light language comes from? Like what galactic constellation? Or have you asked questions or anything like that?
I, I, so yes and no, because I teach it. And so I don't like getting caught up in
Oh,
labels a lot.
Right.
But with that being said, I just recently did an interview with someone. It was the craziest fun interview I've ever been on because he's like showing all these cards and these angels and things and like all these galactic beings. And he's like, here, this is an Octurian and then my light language is coming out. I'm like, well, I guess that's Octurian. Like, so
I
like,
think that's why that would be my
Uh,
guess. That was my
yeah.
guess that I
So
actually, yeah. But
it's
interesting.
funny, but I try not to, but I have a lot of discernment of like if because it's a powerful thing that you are channeling and you want to be careful on what you're channeling because
Yeah.
it's a particular frequency. And so I have certain parameters, certain protocols in place for it, but it was just so funny because this recently just happened. I'm like, well, I guess that's that, and that's that, and that's that. Because light language also changed. My light language has changed so much over the years, and there's different ways that I use it, and so it's fun. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
it's
What
exciting.
about images? Do images come through to you that are light codes?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like so I have all my clairs, right? So I'll have like codes and symbols and things like that. And so I'll get things like in that particular interview, I was being drawn to like actually draw certain things. On lives, I don't usually draw things just because it takes time, but in class when we're doing stuff, we definitely draw.
Okay, very
Definitely
fun.
do the symbols.
Wow.
But I'll
Yeah.
use my hands and things like that.
And you guys will have an opportunity to sign up for one of her free master classes, and we'll give you a link at the end, or it'll be in the YouTube caption,
Yeah.
by the way.
So to kind of get the things rolling and to get people not being shy, how about would it be possible to do like a Mayday reading on Jenna?
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
I'm just like, I'm
And
gonna
thanks
throw you
for
in the fire. Just
volunteering
kidding.
me.
Should be
So
fun.
the best, if you want to get the most out of it, is you want to ask an open-ended question. No medical questions, just because it's rapid fire and we want to have the most time. And also, I would need to ask more questions if it was medical questions. So anything, just not medical, an open-ended question, meaning don't ask, is my boyfriend going to break up with me? That is a yes or no
Yeah.
question. So, but open-ended question could be, how can I better communicate with my partner or what have you? So
Yeah.
whatever you want to ask, you can go ahead and ask. And then are we doing people on
Yeah,
the,
Yeah.
we'll do
okay, great.
you can go
So
ahead and
whenever you
queue
want
up
to.
if you want to raise your hand and get a reading, by the way. For me, really this year, I'm working on vibrant health. I want to get like uber fit. And so I guess the question would be, what would be my best path? I do have some physical things that I'm dealing with that are slowing the path down, or I conclude that that is the case, which probably isn't the case. So I think what
The
would
word
be,
police over
yeah,
here.
I policed myself on that one.
Yeah, you did.
Sorry.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I'm hearing supplements, 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 and that is a double meaning in what they're, it's more than a double meaning, but how are you supplementing your fitness? How are you supplementing your nutrition? How are you supplementing the I, they're using this word and they're putting in quotations injuries, meaning like how are you working through them that feels safe in your body that allows you to get the results that you want. And to get the results that you want, the answer is to supplement and
Okay.
to really have take a fine-tooth comb through the things that you're doing, because there's certain nutritional things that they're wanting you to do. Most importantly, understanding your macros, getting more protein in. Also, how are you doing your resistance training, bringing your resistance training into a place that feels really good in your body and listening to your body. Because there's days where you're going to be like, I was supposed to do this today, but that actually doesn't feel good. And they don't want you to override that. Does
Mhm.
that make sense?
Yeah, yeah. And I am very mindful. I actually have a degree in nutrition, so I have always been a pretty good eater. So as far as supplementation, I take collagen and I take hormones, right? I working to
Yeah.
balance this perimenopausal area of my life.
Girl, I'm
So
in that too, so I
And
get
yeah,
it.
yeah. So I'm, and what?
and the Peloton.
And I just bought a Peloton. And so far, it's not very easeful in my body because of an injury. So I've kind of, had on off with it already. I swim on regular basis for cardio. So
Do you do
uh,
Pilates?
I can't do Pilates because I have this injury that won't allow me to actually. So I have this hip joint that's really like loose in the socket. So whenever I do a roll up, I really have to
No, not
manage
that
my
kind of
leg too.
Pilates. No, we're not talking
Well,
about
that's
mat
traditional.
Pilates.
Yeah.
Yeah, or have you ever done like reformer or anything like
Yeah,
that?
yeah. I actually have a mini mega former that because I did that for many, many years, but I can't do lunges anymore.
Oh
Uh,
yeah,
and I
no,
don't
I
trust the
just
stability, right? So,
no, no. When you
okay.
were saying the Peloton, they're showing me Pilates, and they're showing that you would benefit by getting a couple personal sessions with someone that specializes in injury and things like that with a Pilates studio like that, because there's other things that you can do that will help. One, it will help with the resistance, and two, it will help with having more core stability, which then will help your hips as well. And
Right.
then, but they're saying you just having someone else look at your body, and this goes back to the
Yeah.
supplementing exercise. So how do you supplement? You have someone come in and help you with it, right? And they're saying it doesn't have to be forever because you're very analytical and you get it once you get it. And so I just see someone that can help you with it. She has blonde hair. That's all they're showing me. She has blonde hair, and she's probably in her 40s or 50s.
Fun. Yeah, I have a PT girl. She doesn't have blonde hair though, that looks at every single movement that I make and my gait and everything. And
Yeah.
she's been fabulous. Uh, this might be another person though.
Yeah, it's another person because they don't usually give me hair color. So like when they're when they give me like specifics like that, because they're every Pilates, different Pilates studios specialize in different things. And like the studio I go to, they specialize in scoliosis and EDS. And so like anybody there has like massive injury or massive connective tissue disorders and things like that. And so they're saying that there's different studios that you can take a look at, and it will be within a 10-mile radius of your house.
Nice.
Okay, great. Yeah, no, maybe it's time to pursue more of that. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. And it's think that's like a word for you for
Like
the
Yeah.
like add to this in a way.
yes, supplement. And it's
Yeah.
supplement supplement. Like there's a lot of meaning in supplement for you.
Yes.
Okay, great. Love it.
Awesome. So
All
cool.
right. Let's start with Dana. You're up.
Hello, everyone. So my question is around, I've been seeing tons of rainbow orbs lately. And even like when I get a lot of messages and clouds in the sky, but I was taking a picture of something in the sky, but then there's this hologram, a rainbow, like a hologram that shows up, and there's images in it, which is new to me. And I'm just wondering if you can tell me anything about that.
It's rainbow light technology that's you're meant to be working with. I don't know if you're a healer or not, or if that's something you're wanting to get into, but it's rainbow light technology. And what you can do with it is, you took a picture of it, right? You said?
Oh, tons, yes.
Yeah. Look at the picture, meditate on it, and more information will start coming to you.
Okay.
Rainbow light technology.
Does it have anything to do with crystalline energy?
Absolutely. It's all crystalline energy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I just recently learned I had 2 crystalline dragons guides come in for ley line activations and grid work.
Yeah. It's not necessarily connected with that. Doesn't mean that they're not connected. It's just they're two different things, but they can work together as well. And the best thing to do is just meditate, look at it, stare at the picture for a long time, and then just kind of sit in meditation. And you'll start receiving more information about it the 10th or 11th day after doing it consistently in a row. I'm excited for you.
Thank you.
That's exciting.
Thanks.
And Dana, make sure you document this path because it does seem like you are on a real deep journey that's getting specific messages. It would be really interested for you to,
Yeah, I
put the
have.
dots
I've
together.
documenting all of it, like pictures and making albums and then writing it all too. So
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll be in that document. I'm just kidding.
She's a part of our inner circle. So, and
love
if you are
that.
part of the inner circle, you do get a preference when asking questions. That's why she got to go first. Anything else, Dana?
no, thank you all so much.
Thank you. Okay, Linda, you're up. Linda Lay. You can...
Hi.
Hi.
Wow, I was just sitting there going, okay, what am I going to ask? Thank you for calling on me. I guess it would be about my eyes. I have a macular, and one eye is wet, the other is dry. and I see what I call Picasso face in my on my right eye. Is there a nutrition, or is there something that I can do um, to assist with keeping that vision?
So this is a medical question. I'd have like 20 more questions for you. So I'm going to take it from a spiritual perspective, unless there's a different question you want to ask.
Yeah, it could be about my son not wanting to see that.
I'm sorry, what?
About my son not wanting to see the situation he's in, homeless, and he needs surgery on his hip and can't walk, that
So are
type of
you
thing.
wanting to ask how you can support him?
That would be, yes, let's go there.
Okay. Um, this is the first thing they're saying. It's not your walk to walk. The only thing that it's not the only thing, but they're saying the only thing that you can do right this moment is to actually receive a breath. Because the more you get present in your body, the more clearer you'll get on how to separate your desires from his unwillingness. Does that make sense what I'm saying?
Yes, yes.
Okay. And they're saying that anytime you start going off the deep end where you get like your thoughts are just going over and over and over and over again, to stop and pause and remind yourself the only thing I can do in this moment is take a breath. And
Yeah.
then
Okay.
that will allow you to get more in your body and kind of separate yourself from the situation. And then by doing that, what you'll do is you'll start getting more creative ideas on how you might be able to support him in that particular moment. Homelessness is very complicated, and there are different support groups that you might be able to go and talk to locally that so you can have a different understanding of homelessness in general. But you can't make him do anything unless he's wanting to do it. And the clearer you get in your body, the clearer messages you'll get in the moment to help him in that particular day. Because I'm not allowed to go in his records, but they're just showing me he's like a yo-yo where he yo-yos in and out of reality. And so because of that, when he's in a good spot, he will be receptive to your support depending on the day and the moment. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yes, yes. I do, and I do notice that.
Yeah,
It
it's
makes me wonder
complicated.
if he's bipolar.
Yeah, it's I can't answer that. They just showed me the yo-yo effect. And so um
Okay.
get clear and just receive the breath, and then there's going to be things that you'll start getting that you can support him when he's available for that support.
Okay. Okay.
So
Thank you.
I wish you luck with your eyes.
Uh-huh.
Thank you. All right, next up is Paula. You're up.
Hey, Paula.
Hello. So I just have a question in regards to looking for a community in the new area that I'm at, and just some guidance around potential areas or things to kind of start fostering this new community for myself.
Yeah, so are you in the US?
I am.
Okay, awesome. The first thing they said to me was meetups. Look for local meetups and interests that you're in. Some will work and some will not, but it will lead you to other community spaces. And then they're telling me there's going to be an event locally in June. And so to be on a lookout for that, because that will be a great way to connect with the community that you're looking for. They're not telling me what the event is, but that's part of you being in community and asking like what's going on locally and how you can participate in things like that. But Meetup is going to be one of your best resources as well. And then there's another app. I'm hearing to share this app, but it's not going to be as resourceful as Meetup. And that is, have you heard of the app Bumble BFF?
No, I haven't.
Okay, so it's Bumble is a dating app, but they have an app for meeting friends, and it's called Bumble BFF, and it's similar to a dating app where you swipe and you read someone's profile, and you can meet people on there that are strictly platonic relationships that you're wanting to make friends with.
Okay. All
So
right.
you can find people that have similar interests, but I'm seeing the meetup as like a bigger thing for you because that's going to lead you to some other spiritual community groups that you'll be very involved in.
Okay. I was pondering the idea of posting something like on Facebook to start kind of a thing in my area, but I'm a bit hesitant about that just because I'm so new to the area and I'm not really sure. Is there anything about maybe
I
how
think it
that
will.
might look?
The problem with it won't hurt anything. The worst thing you're gonna get is nothing, right? And so it won't hurt anything. The problem is the algorithms now are designed for showing people things that they're interested in versus like local. And then if you're new to the area, I'm assuming you haven't made as many local friends yet, so you're not there. You're not going to have as many people be able to see it, but it will work in like a couple months.
Okay.
And that's a great place to start. But and let me just clarify this. Are you wanting to start your own community locally?
That was something that I was kind of toying with and just wondering if I should be starting my own group or if I should be looking for a group to join.
Looking for a group to join at first, and then you can start your own meetup group. And then you can also do like meetups on, you can also start like a Facebook group for a local community as well. So if you're wanting it to be local, you can definitely do all those things as well. But start by going to a couple meetups so you can see what that looks like, what you dislike. Meet some people that you're interested in connecting with, and then that will take you down the rabbit hole that you're looking for.
Perfect. Awesome. Thank you
Awesome. Good
so
luck.
much.
Thank you, Paula.
We
All
have a
right.
And I
couple
just want to share one
questions coming
thing.
in the chat too.
Okay.
But go ahead. I'm sorry.
Anything that I'm sharing with anybody, if it resonates with you, it's for you. If it doesn't resonate with you, leave behind the rest, just because we're in a group setting. So a lot of times it can be communicative parts of the messages. So if something's like, "Ooh, that really felt good to me," that's for you as well.
Great.
I love that you shared that. Unnamed guy says, how can you discern your own energy from habits of others if that's the only logical thing everyone keeps telling you to focus on when away from the awakening communities? Let's see if I have that right. How can you discern your own energy from the habits of others
Hmm.
if that's the only logical thing everyone keeps telling you to focus on when away from the awakening communities?
Mhm.
Hopefully I have that right, unnamed.
No, it's great. I got it.
That's,
So
yeah.
the thing about that is let's take away, I think discern sometimes is a more advanced principle. And I'm not saying that you don't have that ability, but that word sometimes is overcomplicated.
Mm.
Now, the, I like to use the word separate your energy from other people's energy, not take on other people's energy. So one of the questions that you can ask is this mine? Because if you're thinking about something and you haven't been stressed out and all of a sudden you're stressed out, you can go, is this my stress? No, I walked into Walmart, I walked into this place, now I'm feeling stressed. It's not yours. That's separating yourself from the energy. Another practical tool is to ground and clear yourself throughout the day so you can have that discernment. But let's just take away that word and just use how can I separate myself and how can I prevent other people's energies from overtaking or overtaking my day or overtaking my thought or being muddled in my own energy. And the main thing is separate. And the thing is that they're saying is this mine? That's a really great question to ask.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you for that question. That's great.
Yeah.
A
Well,
great question.
I mean, what that brings up a little bit for me because in a world of oneness, this is where we are separating from the constructs of the other noisy human beings in the 3D. And I think it's really important for people to realize when you say separate, what you're really asking for is to separate from that disturbed or incoherent energy from other beings instead of really, separating.
Yeah.
But I kind of like the word separate and the way that you used it too.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, it
I
was
see the
simple.
difference in the energy there.
Mhm.
Yeah. The other question somebody had was, what is my Rhonda had, she said, what is my past karmic relationship with the man who is always on my mind? What lesson am I supposed to learn now that he's gone out of my life? Thanks.
Can you read her name one more time to me, just so I make sure I'm
Yeah,
connecting with the right one?
Vandana. Vindel.
Okay. What is the karmic
Vandana Vindel.
energy from her past lover? Or
And I think this
okay.
is the question for several, I feel
Yeah.
like. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, the karmic energy is to teach each other. I This is so comical because we're just talking about discernment and now they're using that word, so it's even more funny. So it's your karmic agreement is to teach each other discernment between what is lust love and
Mhm.
what is actual true partnership love.
Wow.
And they're saying that this is important because lust and um, true partnership is different. And they're really wanting me to emphasize true partnership because lust is only available in one area versus true partnership. All areas of your life is fulfilled with that person. And there's still ups and downs with that, but the difference between lust and true partnership love is very different from one another. So that's what they're saying is um, the karmic lesson in the relationship.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow, it's good.
And I feel like again, that felt like that was for a lot of people listening in today.
Yeah, it's just a good message in general.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about another live?
Do you want to take it? Well, there's some on the chat too. Katie says, I'm wondering what my career path is.
Kitty,
Right.
okay, I'm wondering what my career path is. You are to be a light worker in an incognito way, meaning you're doing normal work, and I'm put normal in quotations, like and they're saying, but you're and they're wanting me to use this word. It's like a nurse, most nurses are light workers because they're helping heal, they're helping support. But if you look at the nurse, they're doing very Western traditional work as well. And so they're saying that it's important for you to study your spirituality. It's important for you to bring that in the work that you do, but it's a very traditional role that you're going to be in. But you won't find like the exact traditional role until you start doing some of the studying because it will light your soul on fire when you see the connection between the two careers.
How
And
fun.
then you want me to do
Yeah.
Erica Jackson?
Yeah, go ahead with Erica.
Okay. I'm wondering what my path is as a judge's wife who is definitely outside the box. I love it. You are they're showing me it's like it's okay to fly your freak flag in a way that's personalized to you that still holds your family's values. Your family values are one thing, and your belief systems can be a little different than other people in your family, but you can still show up authentically yourself based on your family's values. And so it's understanding that it's important to define your family's values in order for you to be just as wild and crazy as you want to be that fits inside of that unique container.
Mhm.
I hope that's helpful.
Great. Let's take a couple or you had a
I
question.
do have a
Yeah.
question. So when you were talking with Katie, I was kind of tapping in, and also when I got a message that you did during the activation, and basically it was like I wanted to let go of some of the self doubt.
Mhm.
And I too have kind of had this little bit of hesitation with like really sharing some of my gifts. Now they're online, they're full on. This show has definitely brought out the best in everything. But what do you see if the guides are maybe showing you for me to share, to start sharing with the world, this community that would really support me and the community, right? Like, in what places maybe I might be holding back.
Okay, so first I'm gonna share what they were showing me as you were talking, and it's really important for you to work with amethyst on your third eye because that will kind of help clear out some of the mental clutter of other people's opinions.
Ah,
And that's
okay.
ancestral and that's also soul lineage because part of the resistance is there's this clutter in your mind that's taking up real estate, taking up space that's not even yours. And so
Okay.
going back to that, it's important to separate. It's important to ask, is this mine? Okay, so there's that piece. The next piece, that's really simple answer, just do it.
Yeah.
Just give yourself permission and just do it. You already know what you want to do. You know how you want to do it. So just do it and start making the offers because you're doing yourself a disservice by not doing it. And so I feel like we even look at a bigger picture, you're doing your community a disservice by not doing it as well. And so do it for yourself first and foremost because it's really important to do that. But the really
Yeah.
key thing is that amethyst is going to help like as a soulmate crystalline energy, a soulmate stone that's going to help you just kind of take away some of the junk that's not even it's going to make so much more easier to do.
Okay. Yes. Thank you.
What's the process with that? Is that literally just taking a stone over your third eye during meditation or?
Yep.
Okay.
Or if you're watching TV laying down in bed, or if you have a TV in your room, or if you're watching in the living room or something, you just lay down, put the crystal on your third eye. Like you don't even need to be meditating. It should just be just on your third eye. Or they even have, but not necessary. I'm hearing that it's not necessary, but this is for someone else that they have like jewelry that goes over the head that
Oh,
has
pretty.
like little
Oh.
gemstones that can come onto the third eye. That's not for you. That's for somebody else that's
I feel
listening
like it
to
might be for me.
it might
I
be.
want one of those.
Yeah, like they do this, like it's kind of like a little goddess
Fun.
crown.
Yeah.
And then
Cute.
it doesn't need to be heavy. It could be like a little tiny, bigger's not better. It could be little, it can be medium, whatever. And you just lay on the ground. You can meditate laying down if you want. Highly recommend if you're planning on meditating in the morning that you get out of your bed and meditate somewhere else so you don't fall asleep. But yeah, just meditate with that on your head or watch TV. As much as you can get it on there, the more that it will be better. And then make sure you clear the stone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
Thank
I have
you.
an amethyst biomat. Maybe we could dump you on the biomat during some of the speaker sessions on Saturday. She'll
Yes.
come off and be really wonky.
Yes. Those
It
amethyst
sounds so
biomats are
fun.
nice where it's like,
Oh
ooh,
yeah,
ooh.
I love them.
Yeah.
I haven't used
But
them in a
amethyst
while.
acts as a psychic vacuum. So it's going to go and pull out the junk in there.
Uh-huh.
I love that. Thank you. And I
Yeah,
was just asking how do I work with more stones and stuff like that. So thank you.
very cool.
You're
Very
very
cool.
welcome.
Yeah, you answered everything, like even the stuff I didn't even ask out loud.
Good. I love it.
All right, Lisa, you're up. Lisa's also a part of our inner community. We can't hear
Thank
you though.
you.
There you go.
Cheers.
All
I
right.
wasn't sure if it was too late. I, okay, Lisa has trouble forming questions sometimes. I have been on this path as a light worker and a reader, and it seems to have stalled. Now, what I last knew was I was moving forward with a lot of momentum, and that January would bring a lot of momentum. And instead, what I have is stalled. And I'm wondering, is there anything particular that maybe I'm just not getting clearly on my own?
First, you need a good cry, my dear. Like you got some stuff that just wants to release from your body. Like It's just like old stuff that's going to make space for the new stuff. But a good cry, so like if you feel tears coming on sometime, just let them out because like there's just some old things that want to be released. And our tears hold old emotions. And so letting that come forward is going to be really helpful. And then the other thing that I'm hearing to share with you is rose quartz. There's a next level of divine love that wants to be embodied within you. And when you love yourself in such a different way, your opportunities and your success will start changing based on the way that you feel. And they're also the other thing they're wanting me to remind you is January is technically not the first of the year. And while we practice this calendar, the first of the year is spring. And so feeling like you're still in this letting go phase, prepping. There's more momentum that's going to come for you in springtime, but that doesn't mean that you're not going to have success in the beginning of the year. Does that make sense?
Yes. And I have a rose quartz crystal in my bed, like a wand, a rose quartz crystal wand in my bed, like under the pillow.
I love it. Put it on your chest. Put it on your chest and like let it, because it's going to help like kind of open up your heart there. But it's going to also help you start to release some of those emotions because there's like a flood of emotions that wants to come out and through you so that you can make space for new.
That's funny. So you're saying it's old, like maybe not this lifetime old?
It's,
Or
I mean, some's
how
from
can
this
you have
lifetime,
proven?
some's,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
oh, no worries. Some's from this lifetime and some's from ancestors, some's from old lifetimes as well. Old meaning it's not fresh, it's not this week.
Right. Well, I mean, I feel it sometimes and I push it away because I feel like it isn't mine. I don't know where it's coming from. So there it is.
Let it out, because the last thing you want to do is be standing in the grocery store checking out, starting to start crying because you can't control the tears. So let it out. And like when you start to feel that, stop and pause and just remind yourself you're safe. It's safe to cry, and that you're making space to actually be witness to what wants to come forward for you to release and to feel, and give yourself permission to feel whatever emotion is coming up for you to feel, because you're not going to feel it forever. The more you push it down, the more forever it will become. And so when you push it, when you allow it to percolate to the surface and you're like, you know what, I'm feeling really just worried. Maybe that's the feeling that's coming forward. Give yourself permission to actually feel it and then process it. And then once you let it go, then you can choose a different emotion that you want to feel, but you got to get it out first.
All right. Thank you.
You're so welcome, my
Yeah.
dear. Have fun with that rose quartz.
All right,
Yeah.
Amy, I want to go ahead and share your masterclass just for the
Yeah.
sake of time. I'm putting the link in the chat, by the way, and we'll go ahead and pull it up on the screen here too.
Yeah, thank you. And the masterclass is a 10-day free masterclass series. It's for the Akashic Records, and we do 10 days. It's absolutely free. We do ancestral healings, group readings, soul lineage healings, money healings, abundance healings, and we talk a lot about the records and how they want to support us in our life. So if you are interested in joining, it's oh, that's the wrong
Is that the wrong link?
I don't know why that's pulling up like that. It should be, hold on, let me grab that really quick for you.
Okay.
I don't know why that's doing that.
And if not, we can also get it put right into the YouTube description and
Yeah,
in our
it's
newsletter.
I'll
Right.
tell my team to fix it.
Okay.
It's the Soul Evolution Masterclass series, and you should be able to.
It's like
It's
these
I
are
think-
I
different
just don't
dates.
think technology
They
wants to
gotta
work.
literally just
We
updated.
just updated it right
That
now.
was wild.
They must be listening in.
I mean, I have used this for like the last month, so that's why I'm like, wait, I've used this. So yes, so it's
Please
February
refresh it again.
17th through the 28th. It's Monday through Friday. If you
Yeah.
can't join us live, you can catch the
That's too
replays.
funny.
But we literally do everything inside the records, and I channel, and it's a lot of
So
fun.
exciting.
Fun.
Yeah.
Wow.
Thank you for this
So-
beautiful gift for the community.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
this
no
is great.
problem. We can have you back live again. I mean, this has been
This
amazing.
was so good.
I can't even believe the time went this fast, and I knew it would. I knew as soon as you started talking. We have time for maybe a couple more if you do.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
Okay, great.
on the chat and YouTube, let's see. Someone said they lost their job, and let's see.
What a great gift.
I think it was Mary Ellen, and she said, I lost my job, and I'm trying to figure out what I want to start a business, but I can't figure out what I really want to do there. Here, I'm sorry, it was Kristen. She says, I lost my job in October, and I was told that I was supposed to be helping people, trying to start a business, but haven't been supported by it yet. What adjustment do I need to align with to be on my highest path? That's Kristen.
That's a good
Okay,
It's a good
so
path.
it's important to actually have a game plan. So having a business plan, articulating who it is you serve and how you serve them, is going to be really important right now. Like if you don't have the business plan put together, and it doesn't have to be a formal business plan, it's who do I serve? How do I serve them? What is my strategic marketing plan in order to get to where I want to be? And also hiring the right support system. Sometimes we need support systems in place because you don't know what you don't know. And I'm just wanting to share this. I wanted to quit my job. I said I'll be done at 10 years. I wanted to quit my job, and I said January 1st I was going to do it. By June, I was not anywhere close to quitting my job. So I had to hire someone to help me create my packages and put my stuff together. And before the end of the year, I was already selling my first coaching package and stuff like that. And so you want to make sure that you want to understand what it is you don't understand. So you might not just understand how to get clients and how to market and how to do sales. It just depends on what it is that you're doing. And then having that business plan and hiring, I just see you hiring 3 different support systems, support people, and how they can help you grow to where you want to grow. But the first one's going to be the most important one. But you got it. You just don't know what you don't know.
Yeah. It takes time to get to know what you need to know to grow a business.
Oh my God. I wish I could have tapped into my brain now, like when I first started my business.
Great. So let's go ahead and take some hands that are up. Manisha, you're up.
Hello. Thank you so much. My question is this. I'm looking at writing a book about my life story. Will I have any resistance or problems with my son and other family members?
So that is a yes or no question. Do you want me to rephrase it to how can I prevent resistance from my family members?
Yes, because I don't want to have, I only have one son, one child.
Okay.
And so that is it, because they're things about his dad, you know.
Of course, of course.
So that's where I'm coming.
You have to remember it's your story to tell and not nobody else's, okay? And you can still be respectful of family members that are going to be shared in this story, in your biography, right? And so they're saying the best thing to do would be to, one, articulate what you're doing out loud on your own. So talking to yourself out loud about what it is that you're doing, why it's important to you, and how you want to go about it will help you then articulate it later on when you have a conversation with your son after you start to write your book itself. Does that make sense?
Because I'm looking at using my book and my life's journey as a way of empowering other women.
Yes.
So this is where I'm coming from. But,
yes.
You know, Lianka and Janet know what I'm talking about, because there's things that I cannot say now.
No, it's
because
perfect.
my husband He's passed away now, but you know, so I'm not looking at putting anybody down, but using my life's experiences as a way of empowering, and then using that as a platform of helping other women. So, because it's a lot of people would have had issues like me, or gone through experiences like me, keeping things in the closet. So I'm sure, you know,
No,
that's what I'm
I completely understand. And like, it's something I personally juggle with because I understand, like, when you've gone through traumatic events and certain events, that is your story to tell. And how you tell it is totally up to you. And they want to emphasize it's important for you to articulate it out loud. But what's even more important is for you to start the book, start the journey, start writing, because that's going to help you in a way to articulate it to your son so that you already have most of the work done. And I don't see it being a problem, because when you do it prep ahead of time and you articulate it in a way, because if you went in right now and you didn't share it from a place that's super grounded, that you already started working on it, you have the majority of it done, they'll leave a lot of questions and a lot of confusion where it's like, no, this is already most of it's done. This is really great. And when you're ready, you can allow him to read if that's something that you want or he wants to do. But the key is write it and then articulate it out loud, practice talking about it out loud, and then share it with him.
Mhm.
Yeah, thank you so much. Because I'm looking at it, I feel in my soul that it's my life's mission
Absolutely.
for
And there's so much
using.
healing in it that you'll get just by
Yes.
sharing it. And it will create so much relatability and comfort to other people that are going through similar circumstances. And so it is, you're right on path, you're right on track with it. And so just write it and don't worry about what other
Okay,
people are going to think about it, because it's the work you're meant to be doing.
wonderful. Thank you so much. Thank you,
welcome,
Leanne.
dear.
Thank you, Janice.
Thank you.
Yay.
Valentina, you're up.
Yes. And
Last one.
I'm sorry, let me ask a question from the
Okay,
chat.
great.
This because
One more chat
Really?
question, then Valentina, you're up.
Caesar
Okay. All
said,
right.
hold on just a second. Give me 1 second, Valentina.
she
This is
said
a fast
okay.
one.
Yeah, she
Okay.
said okay.
It
Yeah.
says, Caesar Gomez says, I have a question for you ladies. I've been wanting to go to Mount Shasta. What should I expect when I get there? When I am there?
Yeah, pay attention to the vortexes, pay attention to your feet. Your feet are really important because when you're grounding and rooting, grounding and rooting, grounding and rooting, and you're paying attention to your feet, you're going to connect with the earth element and the chakra, the earth chakra there itself, because there's a chakra system there for Mother Earth, and it's really, really powerful. And they're saying just pay attention to your feet, pay attention to your feet, pay attention to your feet. Because the more you pay attention to your feet, the more you're going to be grounded.
Wow, cool.
Amazing.
Love that.
Thank you. Okay, Valentina, you are up.
All right, everybody can hear me fine?
Yep.
Yes.
Hi, Amy.
Hi.
Hi, Janice.
Hello.
Hi, Leanka.
Hi.
I am finally feeling like there's some movement in my life in generalities. And what I'm asking is, what do I need to know? Any directions or what to do, and maybe how to go forward easier, make my journey a bit easier now.
Yeah. Um, just a second. I'm looking at a couple things.
Oh dear.
They're saying momentum is the key to carry you forward. Also, working with the color red will energize you and also allow you to feel more safe as things start to expand and success and growth and expansion become more of your norm. They're saying that love thyself and love thy neighbor. And what they're meaning by that is the more that you're involved with your community, it will feed into the self-love that you have for yourself. And the self-love that you have for yourself will also feed into your community. And so it's it's a twofold. And that if you're not involved in community now, that's really important for you to be a part of.
Okay. Um, uh, uh,
There's
you
some
mentioned
resistance to it.
the color red. And red, I was always taught growing up, it was a communist color.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
and it was a very bad color. So I'm
Interesting.
surprised that the red is coming up, but I also know that red is also balancing in your bottom chakra, and that you need it as well.
Yeah,
But
and
I
it's a
have
power
avoided
color.
red my entire life because of my father
Yeah,
coming from
so
a communist country.
let's look at different cultures. In other cultures, it's a good luck color.
Yes, China's good luck, even though they are
Yeah.
communist.
So sometimes we take on our ancestral beliefs, and the question is do you want that to be your belief?
No, but it kind of, because it was so ingrained growing up, I I think there's a slight aversions to it. Even
Of
when I get
course.
like a red shirt or sweater or something like that, it always seems like something happens to it, that it gets destroyed, or it gets stained heavily, or that it rips really fast. It's like
Yeah.
my body doesn't like that, I'm not accepting it or something. So I'm that's why I'm kind of surprised on the red. And
Well,
I see colors, and I see and smell all kinds of different things. That's just part of me.
I love it.
And I hear a lot of things, and um I'm just surprised on the red,
Yeah.
that the red
So
is just
let me explain. Sometimes the
okay.
guardians will bring up something on purpose so that it triggers something within us to start taking a look at. And sometimes that's our belief systems. And with in terms of red, you don't have to wear red. You don't have to wear like a shirt or something like that. You can work with red crystals, or you can have red candles, or you could write with a red pen, or you could have I have a plant on my desk that has a red flower on it. That's right here. I mean, you could wear red underwear. So I mean, there's all different ways that you can bring red in, and then you can also start giving yourself permission to start viewing that color in a different way. I mean, Valentine's Day is coming up, and what do we see? We see red hearts everywhere. And then with Christmas time, there's red's all around for Christmas, right? And so it's not about what your father believed in. It's about what is your belief and how that color frequency can support you, because it's a frequency.
Maybe that's the way I should look at it, is that the frequency itself.
Yeah, and there's different symbols that are in different cultures that unfortunately are like big spiritual symbols, but then I'll just use this for example, um, different powers to be use those spiritual symbols in their raids and things like that, and when they were taking over and causing battles and wars, that symbol has nothing to do with that particular group, but that symbol was meant to be part of a spiritual awakening process. And so it can be so conflicting sometimes when um, bad people use things in a way that prevent other people from using those things. And what's important is, and we'll go back to that whole, we got to separate ourselves from that energy and ask what works for us and what serves the highest good for yourself, and how do you want that frequency to support you? Because anytime we have something, if we feel it's evil or we feel it's bad, then we create that in our life with that particular thing, object, place, or thing where it's just going to have that bad energy connected to it. But when we flip the script and we give ourselves permission to start creating a different relationship with that particular thing, in this case, we're talking about red, it's going to be powerful. And it's the same thing with bread. Like, you know, carbs have been demonized forever. Well, we all need carbs. We can't survive without carbs. We need to eat carbs. And so it's all about how we have a relationship with that particular thing. And so that it's an invitation to shift that relationship.
I didn't think my perception of the color red was strong. I knew it came from my father, and like I said, every time I attempt to get things that are red, something always happens to the red, and I don't think I'm doing it,
It's very
not consciously at
ancestral.
least.
Yeah, it's very ancestral. So it'll be neat to see how you can shift that relationship. And I just hear like a red candle would be helpful or a red crystal, and that will kind of help bring that to be a little bit a different way for you.
Like to flow it differently.
Yeah, or you can even cut up some red construction paper, make some hearts for Valentine's Day, and write yourself a love note.
Well, I will try to do that. I'll make my own Valentine's card. That'll
I love
probably be
that.
the only one I get, but you know.
Oh, we'll send you one.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Amy, that was great. And one thing with red is it made me think of infrared. Like it's the end of the actual physical spectrum, but then you go into the frequency of infrared after that. And it's like,
I
talk
love
about-
it. And then, I mean, just look at you guys have your red roses, you have your little red cushion behind you, you got red lipstick on. I mean,
I do
red's
like
in your
red.
logo. I mean, we got red
I
here
have no
today.
aversion to it.
Yeah. But I
Fabulous.
loved how you said thinking about it as a frequency and how that frequency could be serving us better, and how sometimes we just reject things because maybe it just has it stirs up something.
Yeah.
And so there might be a lot of areas where we're just unconsciously biased
Yeah.
toward the frequencies that could be just really, really benefiting us and having us open up to more. So I love that so much.
Yeah.
To me, red is warmth and love and stuff like that. So that's why I was kind of surprised about the red, like and that I like I said, I was just surprised about it.
That's great. But sometimes that resistance is really what we need to bring forward. So this is fabulous.
Yeah.
Well,
I love it.
Amy, any last things that you want to share with the group before we wrap up
Any
today?
parting words?
Yeah, so if you're interested in the Akashic Records, they usually start speaking to you when you're ready to explore them. So if you're interested in joining us in our 10-day series, you can go to theamyrobeson.com/masterclass. Also, I just want to share one like channeled message for the group. As a collective, we are making the changes in the world in which that we seek. And so the more that you show up in your community, the more changes will occur within your community, but not only within your community, within yourself. And so give yourself permission to be that change.
Fabulous.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Amy, thank you so much for your time
Great.
today. The chat has been lighting up with so many wonderful comments and just beautiful questions. You definitely have brought out the best in us here today. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for having
Just a couple
me.
quick announcements.
All right. So announcement one, make sure you're signed up for Rewire this Saturday. We put the link in the chat and we put it also in the caption on YouTube, where it will be there shortly.
So what's happening again this Saturday?
So Saturday, all the planets align, and so do
That's
you.
right. That's right.
We start right at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, and we will go until 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And we are bringing on 13 speakers and luminaries that are presenting on our stage, and they will be presenting their gifts, whether they're a channel, whether they have a quantum activation, a meditation for you. They all have different things. We've curated it and curated it. We know all these people. You may know these people. You'll see them from our past series. We didn't want to bring on too many new people, but there's a couple there, but we know them pretty well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So make sure you're signed up. Look for that different link. It's the /rewire.
Yep.
So howhustle.com/rewire, as in rewire your DNA.
Yep.
That's this Saturday. And even if you can't join us live, we will miss you. We'll send you energetic love, but you can still get all of the activations and all of the frequency changes still live through your replay. So be sure to get that so that you get that landed into your inbox. And also, while you're in your inbox, if you don't see our lovely little email there that gives you all the free gifts from all of the speakers, look in your junk email and move it over to the inbox, and that will whitelist our email address. That way you'll get all of the beautiful announcements that are coming out for that. Plus, when we will do our next live show, which is on Tuesday. And we've got a really fun show for you planned. Hopefully I don't have to have jury
duty because I might be hosting that show all by myself. But
yeah.
But the
maybe
next
I'll phone it in.
Yeah.
Then on Thursday, we will have Kenji Kumara, who will also be a guest doing a speaker on the show on Saturday. So lots of fun stuff coming up for this year. We're having so much fun. You can also join on our regular Inner Circle newsletter at just regular howhustle.com. Be sure to subscribe and like on the channel, because that does help the algorithm, and it tells people that we care about this community. We love y'all. Thank y'all so much. Thank you for being here.
And we'll see you on Saturday.
Yeah.
Bye, everyone.